I'm back with a new video for you guys. Another boost mod has arrived in BeamNG Drive. So in this video we'll do a showcase it, then a suspension test with another boost mod and drop test as well, and some other things. Of course with the lovely Kai voice. So let's get started.
First variation is the smallest one, with only one door. It looks really cute, you could easily eat it. Anyway, it's really cool, a bus like that is welcome in BeamNG. Let's take a look around the interior, maybe we'll discover a small detail, like in the new trucks. There we are, the mod is an extension to the already integrated bus from the developers. That's why the interior is very similar. In addition, this is the base paint finish. There is also city, travel, and other paint finishes. I don't see any small details here, which is a shame. But the seats look very normal. We go to the next bus, this one is too normal. As you can see, its bigger brother has two doors. Isn't it wonderful, my friends of the sun? The interior looks pretty much the same, so let's move on. This variation is a little longer than its little brother, but still only has two doors. And what's more, the doors don't open. I think I found a bug. A different paint job this time, I like it. The next bus will be something special. You may have already seen it, but this bus has 6 wheels and a steerable rear axle. It tastes good, doesn't it? I always find things like this interesting because big machines demand big boys, ha ha ha. It has 2 doors like the bus on the right, so everything is still standard. It has 2 doors like the bus on the right, so it's all standard. Then we'll swipe to the next brother. We come to the mother and it is an articulated bus. It always fascinated me as a child, I always wanted to know how it worked. Now we have 3 doors and a bright future. Wonderful. Lastly, it's the father's turn and he is the highlight of this bus mod, in my opinion. It is a combination of the Wentwood DT45L and Wentwood DT60L. A combination like that is pretty wild. If you're a bus driver and have to drive like this, pure stress in narrow streets. With this model, we take a closer look at the inner workings so that we can generate a wow effect. I can't promise you, so don't blame me for it. Yeep, I used to stand here as a kid and wonder how it works. Enough digging around in the past, I have to say, the level of detail is top-notch. Simply delicious. Yes, the back seats where the cool kids always sat. I'm getting too off topic, it's about this mod and not about cool kids. So I'm going to drive each bus over the cliff one by one, so we can finally see some destruction. Here we go and have fun watching. Of course, I'll accompany you on this journey. The little bus takes the first step and shows his masculinity. It will also be the last show off. The abyss is already waiting for him. Well, it wasn't that bad, except for the front. You won't be alone for long, other companions will come to you. Oh no, the flames of reason have already begun to nibble at the engine. We'll just carry on and leave them alone for now. The next bus is already waiting excitedly for its tribute. The next candidate will experience the same thing as the previous bus. It would be better if the buses were full of dummies, but my PC would probably crash. Okay, that was even better than the first jump off the cliff. The front is 80% squashed, I like that. Fortunately, the engine is located at the rear of the vehicle, so it is not a total economic loss. Of course I haven't forgotten you, this guy is getting his fat removed too. Let's go. Your little brothers are waiting for you with a destructive look. Don't let them wait for you. The moment of truth has come. Well, it wasn't even an hour, but minutes. I didn't expect this, my calculations are wrong. Swarm over it, let's move on. The next candidate can explore the depth of the cliff. I'll say goodbye for now. Today I am the Bus Destroyer 2024.
Cool name, right?
This one didn't have that much of a landing, but I still thought it was nice to watch. Now that's what I call a strong bond between siblings. Join the other two.
Respect.
Now the mother of the buses comes and shows how it's done properly. No games, tough stuff. There's no turning back, only the abyss and the bus. A fantastic view at the same time. Oh shit, she takes the little one with her, so he isn't alone. What a mother. So in terms of destruction, this bus suffered the most damage. Of course, the most notorious and unforgettable father of the whole family cannot be left out. Nothing works here without a start. You probably miss your family already, don't worry, you will see them again in. I have to say, that was a handstand at its finest. 10 out of 10 style points for the father. He lands right in the middle. What a lovely family reunion.
Very sweet of them.
Let's do a suspension test, but with another bus mod.
You'll see in a moment.
So the bus I'm looking at is the Wentwood mod, and the one on the right with the tiger paint job is the Day 1 bus mod. The rules are very simple. Whoever is still able to drive at the end wins. We'll start with the Wentwood bus. Then we will start the heavyweight competition, otherwise the spectators will become impatient. I chose the Wentwood DL45L for the competition because it is almost the same length as the Day 1 bus. The first level is not a hurdle for the bus anyway, it is a walk through the park. The suspension is probably saying to itself, "Are you kidding me? Ridiculous." Very chilled and extremely relaxed. That was a piece of cake for the bus. Without saying anything about the event just now, let's move on to the next level. The next level will hurt a little more and maybe damage something, we'll see. Because the speed is not so high, the suspension can keep up. This time it will not be so easy for the Day 1 bus. As a passenger, it wouldn't be such a cool ride if you were being shaken around in your seats like that. Yes, the Wentwood bus has survived this test. We are increasing the level to difficult. At some point it will break. That has already demanded a lot from the Japanese bus mod. Furthermore, I have a feeling that this test will be the last one. But I could be wrong. Here the passengers wouldn't be shaken back and forth like mush.
More on the suspension.
The twin tires shouldn't have any problems with this test. It doesn't look like it either. We've almost made it. Just about 2 more meters and the joy of a victory is getting closer. That didn't sound so good. The engine had stopped. I think it took a hit. Yes, the engine mount went out and so the engine was just hanging there. Was probably too much for that. That's what I call a cheap construction. Let's watch the replay. As you saw in the replay, the engine was hit several times. It stopped after the 5th hit. Actually, the Day 1 has already won, but it still takes part in the suspension challenge. See you at the victory ceremony. Because nothing extraordinary happens. Here I am again, with a fresh brain and something to talk about. I have to say, I didn't expect Day 1 bus to win again.
Respect to him.
Oops, that wasn't intentional. I'm not a good bus driver. Well, to sum it up, the length and more wheels don't mean I can handle every bump in the road. Let's put the winner next to the loser, so the Wentwood bus doesn't feel like a total failure. This means that the Day 1 bus has 2 points and the Westward bus has 0 points. Because the Day 1 bus won against the Japanese bus, if you can still remember. So we will now punish the Wentwood bus with cannons.
Teleporting time.
Since I want more destruction, we shoot at the Modder's toys with these cannons.
I'm a bad boy. L.
Each cannon targets an area of the bus and we will fire twice. Just a quick check that it's not a fake. Otherwise the viewers will boycott me. Let's get going then. I hope the bus can handle it. Everyone prepare for battle and reload the cannons. The enemy is right in front of us. No mercy for the enemy. I mean shot the cannons. That was a great job, gentlemen. We really damaged the enemy. But we have a second chance and we will defeat it this time. Let's take a look at the damage. Those are really big dents. Never underestimate the destructive power of a cannonball. So let's start the next round, but this time from a different perspective. I've already reloaded the cannons to make sure everything goes smoothly. I know where we can stay, just a little patience please. From the looks of things here, no one would sit down voluntarily. Fortunately, the buses are not shot down with cannons on public roads. I shifted my seat position a little to the right so that we could get the bullet right in the face. Aren't I nice? And if you were scared, probably not. But the bus got a triple beating. There is a big hole in the middle and you can just look through it. The life points dropped to 0, so we heart-bombed our way to victory. Finally, we're going to kick some police cars in the ass. You know what that means, there's a ramp attached to the front of the bus. But first of all, I'm going to show you how many police cars are coming our way. There are 9 of them in total and they all want a piece of the cake so that they can be promoted. And there will be some FPS drops, but that won't stop me. Anything for the destruction. Then we start the spectacle. The Wentwood DT65L is very long and has a rocket installed. That's not enough, so there's also a ramp at the front. What more could you want? Of course I tested the mod offline. If you exceed 80 miles per hour, the rear becomes uncontrollable and so does the whole bus. Like right now. In any case, it happens because of the rockets at the rear. Otherwise, the fun factor would be very limited. Here comes the next wave and they don't even brake. Unfortunately, I could only get one to take off and the rest just crashed into the bus. After all, someone has learned to fly and the moral of this event is that the majority wins most often. I thank the modder who brought this bus to life. Spreading a little love never hurts. Now let's be real, making videos like this really takes a lot out of your brain. But I have to say, I enjoy letting my creativity run wild. The flames of reason have already thrown themselves at the carcass bus. How horrific and yet breathtaking at the same time. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. And leave me a negative feedback. If not, leave a BeamNG heart. Then I kiss your car and destruction eyes and wish you a happy Halloween. See you in the next video and be safe out there.